Hey everyone, it is Thursday. That means it's time for an all-new episode of the Geek Chat. We got lots to talk about, so let's get to it. Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to the Geek Chat on The Experience. I am Beardy Rich.
I'm Little Black Beardy Dez.
And it is Thursday, which means it's time for comic book reviews, opinions, and everything else we got for you.
Yes, and we have a lot to talk about. But first, on every episode, we want to give you something. Yes, you something. The watcher and longtime commenters, and you lurkers too. We want to give you this fantastical, magical 1 in 25 Planet She-Hulk variant #1, which we will be reviewing later on in this episode. So, Rich, who made this fantastic cover, sir?
Fan Yang.
Fan Yang.
And it is gorgeous. Like, I love this cover.
Yes, it is very gorgeous. So all you have to do is put hashtag Geek Chat in the woo, and you can get this, and we can get.
And that's the comments for everyone else that doesn't understand the little.
Yes, put it in the comments. Sorry, I forgot to put in my microphone, so I'm going to put this in now, so maybe I can sound a little bit better. Hopefully, I sound better too long.
I'm gonna say hi to people. Hey, BBB, welcome in. Sean Barlord, TJ, welcome in. Please give us a like, a share, a subscribe. Tell everyone we're on. We got some this great giveaway to give you tonight, and if no one wants it, I guess I will just have to take it.
Boo! So please.
Oh my God, you're so loud now. I gotta turn you down. Hold on.
So because I sound better, I sound better. I sound like hello.
You sound
everybody.
Clear.
Hey, Sean Franklin, are we gonna see the new Predator movie? Probably not. Sorry, I will watch it most likely streaming.
So,
yeah, I'll probably watch it streaming. I was never really a big Predator person. I mean, I thought the second one was fantastic with Danny Glover, Ruben Blades, and they're in like futuristic LA. I thought that was a really cool one. So, but probably not.
Hey, Jabroni.
Yes, everybody, welcome in. And as always, hashtag Geek Chat. Let's get you some comics, everybody. And remember that you cannot win if you have won within the last 4 episodes. We're doing 4 episodes. So if you won within the last 4 episodes, you cannot win. But that's all right, though. I have you all down on my handy-dandy sheet. So just know that I got you down. And yeah, so also want to let you know that
hey, Shona.
What was that?
I said, hey, Shona.
Hey, Shona. Want to let you know you said Danny, and my brain went to DeVito, and now I want to see Jersey Mike. No. Also, I just want to know that we've gotten to a super good part on season 4 of Buffy. It's where Faith comes back and she does the whole body swapping thing. 5x5 people. That show is so good. So I'm glad I'm able to enjoy it as an adult. Angel's kind of hit or miss sometimes. Some episodes are better than others, but Buffy, just solid show all the way through. I thought her going to college was gonna suck and it was gonna lose all the charm, but I was wrong. That show rocks. Anyway, Rich.
Yes.
So we're only going to be doing an hour show. So we're going to give you 30 minutes back of your evening. And I know it's sad. I know you're don't be mad, but folks, you're tired today.
We got Mag and Mel. Mag and Mel comes on after us tonight.
Yes, Mag and Mel will be on after us, and you can definitely hang out with them. Yes, Kyle.
The problem with you guys only doing an hour and starting at 8:30 is that I have to not fall asleep in the half an hour between your show and Mel and Mog. Which is easy between your show and Jen's, which is before you, because that's when I make the PowerPoint. But now that I've got a break after, I'm going to have to, do some work or something to stay awake.
Jog around the house.
Just don't go to the bathroom. Just don't go to the bathroom. Just stay out of the bathroom. You'll be fine. So.
And don't sit. I guess don't sit is what we're saying.
So. Yeah. you get in the bathroom, you get all comfortable, your phone's like warm in your hands, and you're all like, you know, and you fall asleep.
So funny thing, TJ.
Also, real quick, I have
okay.
some stuff going on I have some construction going on in our garage, so I have to go every now and again. So you continue on, Rich, and I'll be right back.
All right. So funny thing, TJ, we had that angel Muppet figure, and it sat staring at me for the last probably 10 years until we finally took it to storage because I was sick of it staring at me. It was giant. It was almost probably life size from the actual TV show. So it is out there. I don't know how much it's going for now, but we got it when it first came out. Yes, Kyle.
Are you calling David Boreanaz short?
No, the Muppet part was short. Him as a Muppet was short. It was actually probably real life size. So, hey, Leonard.
I just want to make fun of him because he's not a tall man.
He isn't?
No.
Then they hired short people to be in the show with him because I thought he was tall.
I think he always wears lifts.
Wow.
Yeah, I met him at a con, and I'm only 6'2", and I could see the top of his head.
Oh, my God. Do you think he's as tall as Tom Cruise?
Oh, no one's as short as Tom Cruise.
Not even Danny DeVito.
Except maybe Danny DeVito.
Yes. Too much. I actually, we've been watching, we watched, what was it called? Haunted Hotel on Netflix. It's really cute if you like animated stuff. And we have 2 episodes left if anyone is watching. Suicide Squad. I'm going to blow it, but I think it's called Isekai. It's called Isekai. It's on Hulu. It is really, really, really good. It's this manga version of the Suicide Squad with Peacemaker, Harley. Spoiler alert, it has Clayface because Clayface is the next big thing coming up, and King Shark. And they go to this weird land of magic, and it's all about them trying to not get their heads blown off because Amanda Waller, the chip in the back of their head. It is a lot of fun. The reimagining of Joker is amazing. I love his new interpretation. And the voices, I don't read my cartoons on TV. I have never been able to read my cartoons. I do the dub versions. And the voices are pretty good. Oh, and Deadshot's in it too. But I highly recommend it if you have Hulu. Check it out. They're like not even half-hour long episodes. But it's a lot of fun. It really is. Kevin Hart is also really short. Yes, he is. Kevin Hart is very short.
Just noticed, Rich?
What?
We just did a whole run on the Muppets, and you're wearing a Dr. Teeth t-shirt.
I am.
My favorite Muppets are in
Which
Dr.
one?
Teeth and the Electric Mayhem. Dr. Teeth and Animal.
Well, everyone loves Animal. I'm Animal and Janice.
Yes, I also have a weird affinity for Janice.
Yes. Hello again.
Hi.
I love Janice. Actually, yeah. Did you watch the Dr. Teeth show that was on Disney?
Oh, I did. I loved it.
Yeah, it was so good. And I just read Ms. Piggy is supposed to be coming out with a movie with 2 actresses. I don't do actresses. I don't know their
Jennifer
names.
Lawrence and the one redheaded lady.
The redheaded lady. That's it. I don't know her either.
Yeah.
Jennifer Lawrence is Mystique.
No.
I mean, she could
one
play
that
Janice.
wasn't in Night at the Museum. The other one.
I don't know.
I don't know.
No. I just actually picked up an original Janice sketch from Jay Fosgate, who draws the Muppet comics.
Really? Oh, that sounds so cool.
All righty, everybody. So let's get to it. First,
Dad's back. I guess we have to.
Hey, we only have 30 minutes. So we're going to start off this show real quick with, you got a question for us? You hear us talking all the time, but do you really know us? Do you really know Beardy Rich and Little Black Beardy Des? So ask us a question and keep it comic related, you perverts. So ask us a question. We really want, yes, Kevin Hart is really short. So ask us a question. People are screaming outside. I don't know. People are still hanging out for Halloween. So yeah, we wanted just to do a quick little segment. You guys can ask us a question. Sometimes you guys ask us questions about stuff, like if we're gonna see a movie, or if we're gonna do this, if we're gonna do that. So we wanted to give like a little bit of just ask us a question. And this is the time for you lurkers out there, if you've really ever wanted to hear anything from us. So yeah. So
no, I am not. It is no.
So we got to read the question too. So producer Kyle got us started by saying, has Rich learned to be okay with words like unalived and pew pew in comics? So I myself do not like the whole term unalive, because when you say unalive, the algorithm's just going to pick that up, because their algorithm is just going to keep learning and learning and learning and learning and learning. So, and for pew pew, I always loved that sound, that word, the pew 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 pew. So I've always wanted to get a tattoo on my index finger, like right here, and it'll say pew pew pew. So it's like a little gun. So whenever people like start talking, ish, I can be like pew pew pew.
You should do it on both fingers.
Maybe, I don't know. I think it's one of those things where if I'm in a job interview, and I'm like, I shake their hand and they see pew 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 and I accidentally kill them because my finger guns are so powerful. Got to register.
Wear gloves.
I got to register them.
Wear those little finger, the fingertip things.
Yes, he does. All right, Steve Vendetta says, since the newest issue of G.I. Joe came out this week, Rich, don't you think that calls for a certain soundbite?
I don't know if we can do it.
I believe you can. I believe you.
Well, then I'll just be like Cobra.
Sorry, Steve. He does not do that on request. That's not his thingy.
I did like it though, Steve. I love the Dreadnoks. They've always been my favorite. And the fact that, well, I don't want to, it's a spoiler, but something happens to one of the characters with a chainsaw. And yeah, it was fun. I love that book so much. It is so great. Duke is handcuffed to Cobra Commander because one way or another he's bringing him in, but the Dreadnoks are there to kill Commander at the request of Destro. Destro wants control of Cobra, and it's only like issue 12. I love this book. It's crazy. It's so much fun.
So interesting. This might be just a regional dialect, but are they Dreadnoks or Dreadnoughts?
So because of my weird accent, I say Dreadnoks.
Okay. So I want to make sure.
Just the way I've always said it.
Okay, because I'm like, all right. So I thought it was a regional dialect. So
no, it's just the way I say things.
Yeah. Hey, I chalk it up, to your Appalachian upbringing. You just, you're still got some baby teeth. Anyway, so okay, so that's the end of Got a Question for Us, a new segment that we started. So think of a question, and again, if you have a question for us, you can always ask it anytime you want, but just know that we're always going to have a little bit of a time for you to ask us questions of your host. So next thing we want to talk about is this new event. See, we're not even done with the events that they have at Marvel now, and they're already pushing us until next year.
Yes.
With the end, the Armageddon assembles. So, and then originally when I sent this to Kyle, I had just had this image, but then they released today some more information about the Armageddon assembles, which was supposed to be an Avengers style event, because I guess the Avengers haven't had one.
Well, Avengers Disassembled.
Yes. And I'm just like, yes, that's what we're gonna. Yeah, that's what we're talking about now. Barlow is the preluded mini by Zdarsky 2, starring Wolverine, of course. And you can't have an event without Wolverine, can you?
Right. So it's Wolverine: Weapons of Armageddon by Chip Zdarsky and Luca Maresca. The lead-in series to next summer's Armageddon event arrives in February. And it is Chip Zdarsky is helming a massive game-changing event that promises to reshape the Marvel Universe in a way we haven't seen since Avengers Disassembled. I'm quite happy something will be happening because the Avengers book is so freaking boring. So it is about Wolverine is going to kick off the end of everything. He ends up getting Nuke. So there's this new mutant, and of course Wolverine's got to go find it because, Wolverine's in charge of finding new mutants, I guess. And it drags him deeper into the depths of Weapon X Dark Legacy, and then this new super soldier for hire group Prime Warrior, which is recruited the fully armed and upgraded Nuke. So I'm excited because I always liked Nuke's
Me too.
the look, especially when Rick Leonardi drew him back in the
Yeah.
90s.
I loved his
Loved that.
run.
Loved it.
I love the stuff that he did in Daredevil when he was
Yes.
in Daredevil. Yes. So I am a fan of Nuke. When I saw Nuke on the cover, I was like, okay, let's do this and see what happens. I'm a fan of Chip Zdarsky. I think sometimes he can be a bit too melodramatic for his own good, but it'll be good to see him work with a team book, because if you notice, a lot of his stuff has been with Batman and or Daredevil, so it has been a single characters with ancillary characters. So actually seeing him doing a group book might be good. Hey, little girl, you happy they're gone? I know you're happy you're gone. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Because again, it seemed like Chip Zdarsky did which one came first, Daredevil or Batman? I think it's Daredevil.
I think his Daredevil stuff came first.
So I think so Daredevil came first, and then he kind of did the same thing with Batman. People will say like he did and it's different. I'm like, I don't know. So I'm hopeful that this will be interesting and different. Now, because we're dealing with super soldiers in this original one, do you think Armageddon has something to do with super soldiers?
So I know it has a lot to do with the cosmic boxes that gave people their powers on the new 1610, whatever number they're calling it. I don't know. It's funny, the internet likes to react like the internet likes to react, and oh my god, if they relaunch the Marvel Universe, I'm never reading it again, blah blah blah. Some people are saying it's going to be Marvel's New 52. I don't know what to expect. I'm not reading Captain America. I don't want to read Captain America, but it looks like I have to read Captain America now because his Captain America stuff, the new stuff that he's writing, I guess ties into all of this. I'm like, that's a year's worth of reading of someone I don't care about. I mean, no offense to all you Captain America fans, but I read him.
He hasn't been fun in a while.
He hasn't been fun in a while.
Yeah, it's every now and then I want to go back and read some of those classic 80s runs when he was just kind of boy in blue, I'm gonna run around and I'm gonna do something, and oh my god, it's the Serpent Society. Oh my god, it's
that's why I read it. I read it for the Serpent Society. I read it for Madame Mask. I read it for the Sisters of Sin. I loved the Power Broker.
And it's funny because some people say comics have never been political, and then you read comics nowadays and it seems like every other comic is political, and I'm just especially if you read a Captain America one. So I'm just sometimes I just want to not read anything like that. I'm just but
the funny thing is, do you remember when Steve Rogers didn't want to be a pawn of the administration, so he became the captain? It's always been there.
Yeah, but
it's always been there.
I just like the more funny
superhero.
The superhero aspect of it, and it seems like they've gotten away from that in recent times. So
Barlord actually likes his Cap run.
I think it's great. I think that's great for him. I read it in trade.
I guess I'll pick up the first trade. That cover is the most generic cover. It just shows a hero with a box.
Well, no,
so we know it involves heroes in a box.
Do we know that's a hero? I mean, people keep thinking that it's Sentry.
Really?
Yes, people are saying that it's Sentry.
Huh. Well,
I don't know.
Okay, let's try it again. Let's try him again. Sure, why not?
I don't know, because I think the only reason why I'm saying that is because people on the internet said it. But if you're gonna have an Armageddon type of story like that, and you think people on the internet are gonna internet, so
yeah, they do.
Yeah, so it's like, oh my God, Sentry's coming back and he's separated from the void because it's a shadow. And I'm like, okay, take a
I
breath.
think it's a shadow because it's supposed to be the opposite of the white box in his hand, the origin boxes.
Yeah.
So you know what? I want to just veer off. I think it's interesting that some of Marvel's best books are being canceled because Ultimate Spider-Man is just an amazing book. And they're ending Dennis Camp, I think that was his name. He writes the Ultimates.
Yeah.
He gave a really, really open message. He tweeted some stuff about him not even knowing the Ultimates was ending. He had planned for a couple more years, and Marvel's like, well, we're ending this. And I wonder if this is something. So I think that Marvel is in a weird holding pattern right now. They're trying to please older readers. They're trying to please new readers. They're trying to get new readers. They're trying to get younger readers. That's why we have Unalived. I think they've lost their way when you have 30 different Spider people. You've got, 4 Thors. I just think that the watering down of their lines, like if you're a Spider fan, you've got like 30 choices to make on your pull
you're eating
list.
good if you're hungry for it,
I mean, I love the X-Men, but this new launch, I'm like, they're I don't know what Marvel's doing. And I like the fact that DC is like, hey, you know what? We're not having a crisis. It's not a crisis. The world's going to end because of Darkseid. Like,
should knock you out.
Yeah, so we're gonna knock you out. And it's a fun little play. But is waiting until June of 2026 the best thing for Marvel to do? Because it's just gonna be, are all the stories gonna end? That's another thing. Because we don't know anything about this, we're gonna know in April, because in April they're gonna have to solicit all of June's books. So by April, they're gonna have to give us something. I mean, we all know Marvel does top secret, and you don't get any information until the FOC comes. We are used to that. So one of the things we're going to talk about is one of the books we read today, had an ad in it for a book that comes out in January that wasn't in their previews. That is the fuckery. I don't want to use that word. That is the messery.
Did.
I know. I realized I did. That is Marvel plays too many games.
That's your one.
And I'm just like, stop with the games. Because if this was on the pull list, I think people are going to be really excited for it. So every Wednesday, every universe ends, respawns, multiplies, contracts, has grandchildren.
Yeah. You're going to say something, Producer Kyle.
Well, just with the skip weeks and the shuffling of FOC, it's entirely possible that book will hit previews. It will just hit it later than you expect it to have hit previews. Because remember, we're only just now seeing previews for the end of December.
Right.
We're not seeing anything for January yet.
Right. I just think it's weird that at their event that they just had, where they talked about books coming out later in January and February, they didn't talk about this book. I just think it's a little suspect in the way that I guess this character isn't as big as Cyclops or Magic. And in my world, she is. And we'll get to that later when we review the book.
Well, and just remember, at their event, the person talking would have just read the solicitation and not really told you anything that was interesting at all, or, would have bored the hell out of you. So, maybe it's better that they didn't.
We'll say fuggery. I like that.
Okay. So, and on that note, we're going to take a quick break to go do some fuggery. So just hold on, and we'll be back, and we'll finally talk about some comics. I know that's what you really want to hear us from. So we'll be right back.
Bye.
Sure, comic books are beautiful, but underneath, there's something more authentic and exciting. The original art. See the pencils, the lines, the shading, as if you were there in the studio watching the artist work. Getting a peek at comics' backstage is easy with the original art experience.
All right, Friday night, guys. Thank you for being here.
to be doing anything. The fact that you're here means the world to me.
Nick's pieces are always value priced with your budget in mind, for the beginning collector to the veteran.
And this is gorgeous. You got Aquaman and Mira.
Join the original art experience with Nick and our friendly crew of regulars, even if it's just to enjoy the art. Fridays at 7. It's all part of the experience. FOC, a comic industry term for the final day a new comic can be ordered by a local comic shop. So, what does that mean to you? Well, it's your last chance to order a new comic book from your local comic shop. Order up! The FOC show will go over every book that's about to be cut off every Friday afternoon.
I'm going to highlight some of the stuff that I think is really worth paying attention to,
so that you can put in an order at your LCS for as many copies or as many variant covers as you want.
Sometimes the store needs to know to up their orders.
Never miss out on a popular comic again. Order up, part of the experience.
According to a statistic that I just made up, people spend 4 hours a day changing the television channel. People who watch The Experience don't do that. Save yourself a ton of time by tuning into The Experience and enjoying our new original programming 7 days a week. And then tell your friends. Think about the money they could save on batteries in the remote alone just by tuning into The Experience. Find out more by scanning the QR code below.
Hey everyone, welcome back. You are watching the Geek Chat on the Experience. It's Planet Geek Chat tonight, our first book up. But first, before we get into that, we've got a giveaway, of course. This beautiful Planet She-Hulk by Fan Yang. The 1 in 25 for the brand new #1 could be yours. And trust me when I say you will want this book. You'll hear why I think you will want this book when we get into this. But to get this, you need to put in what?
Hashtag Geek Chat in the whoop wop wop wop.
In the whoop wop wop.
Yes, which is the
comments.
The comment section down below. And if you're watching on YouTube, please like, share, subscribe, turn on the bell notification thingy wop whoop whoop, and let your grandma, your friends, your dog, let them all know that they should be tuning in and they should be watching us talk about comic books, because we like them and we want to share our knowledge of comics and our thoughts about comics with them.
Yes, and I unfortunately had to read 2 crappy books that Des couldn't find, so we're not talking about them. Thanks, Des.
You're the one that picked them out, so I can't. You picked them out, sir. So I can't take blame for that. Yeah, and you got to do all those things. Facebook and Twitch too. Yes, whatever platform you're watching, like, share, subscribe, tell your friends. Above anything, subscribe to us, because we want to get these numbers up. We want this platform, we want this channel to grow. That way we can get more people to share. And yeah, I know some of y'all probably like, I don't want to tell nobody because I want to get these comic book covers, but please tell people. Please.
I've still never been on a Twitch. I don't know what that is. I know it's something to do with games, right? You play games on it.
We can do whatever
You're
you
on
want.
Twitch right now.
I am.
Well, he's never
Twitch.
gone on to watch anything on Twitch. Just
Okay, that's fair. But you're like literally on Twitch right now on my television.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Hello, Twitch.
Hi,
All right.
All right, everybody. So our first comic up that we're going to talk about is
Planet She-Hulk.
Yeah, Planet She-Hulk. Can you imagine that?
All right.
Yeah. So it's Planet She-Hulk. That's the original cover, which I thought was really cool too. And who are the writers?
So Stephanie Phillips did the writing. The great Aaron Cooter did the art. Color artist was Sonia Oback. The letter is VC's Joe Caramagna. And that cover was done by Aaron Cooter and Sonia Oback. And then there was 5 different variant covers. The recap art was done by Rod Reese. So, yes. This takes place. This is the first new book after Imperial ended. And if you read Imperial, you know that Hulk kind of abandoned his cousin and said, "See you later, tits," and off he went. And now she is stuck on this
Later
planet.
what?
What?
See you later what?
Tits.
Oh my god, I thought you said something else. Like Rich.
I don't want to know what you thought I said.
I was like, Rich.
Tits.
I mean, yeah. Anyway.
Okay. What'd you think of it?
I loved it.
I did too.
I loved it. I don't know
Well,
what
I hated
was,
it and I loved it.
what was that?
I hated it and I loved it.
Really?
Yes.
I loved everything about it. I thought for whatever reason. So, okay, I'm a Planet Hulk stand. I thought that was one of the best
Hey, Kenneth.
like events. Hey, Kenneth. I thought that was one of the best events ever was Planet Hulk. Like, I really loved it. I read all the issues. I read everything that happened to him. I thought that was the most justified ass whooping the Illuminati ever got. Like, I totally thought everything that happened to him, that whole story arc was just chef's kiss. Great stuff. If you haven't read Planet Hulk, you should. It's great. It's great. And then so I followed it. I know what's going on and this and that. So it was great to see them in Imperial and all this other stuff. And so to actually see some more stuff about Planet Hulk was great. And I wasn't sure how they were gonna do Planet She-Hulk. But at first I was kind of like, because it starts off with the battle. And then she kind of does a fourth wall breaky thing, but but they don't really lean on it too heavy, which I thought was great, because sometimes if done too much, it takes you out of it. And we already have Deadpool to do that. Mm-hmm. So, and I know, She-Hulk has had a history of doing that, but I was just like, please don't do that for the whole issue. And they didn't, which I was great. I'm happy about. What I liked about it was how She-Hulk was portrayed. Like, she is, she gets there and she's like, the son's dead, Hulk's, I gotta go do something. Can you please watch it, Sakaar? And she's like, sure, or new Sakaar. And she's like, sure, but of course Hulk, takes his sweet time to come back. And so she's stuck there and she's bored there. So her mission becomes to leave. But during all of this, someone is trying to vie for power or the throne, and so they have to get through She-Hulk to do it. And I just liked her sort of fish out of water kind of situation. The whole bathtub scene was hilarious, and what's great about it was when she was talking to her major domo, the guy that's like her liege, the person that like her servant, not servant, but her like butler. It was fantastic.
It's still a servant.
but he was just like how he was filling her in and her casualness about everything, and the fact that that she's carving her own way, I think is really good, because every time that we've seen She-Hulk in the past, at least recently, they really wanted to focus in on her human side, her humanity, and her like lawyer side. So to actually see her be a Hulk felt really good, and to see her be a Hulk on a planet that I like, and in a storyline that I like, just really made it much better. And then the art itself was just gorgeous to look at. Like, it was great. It has this, there's this, like, Cooter has this American sort of Italian style, because if you read a lot of like, European comics, especially I want to say from the Italians, they have this sort of or French too. They have this, the way that the way that they're inked, and just the way it looks is just so gorgeous. And it just, everything looked, when the assassins came in, the Thousand Eye Assassins, and when they attacked, just the fluidity of the movement, this looked great. Just a really fun book. And I'm thinking, if you have any disposable income, this is the one that I know you should really kind of spend your money on, because it was good. Like, it was good. I really enjoyed it. I'm definitely going to be picking up the number 2 because I want to see what happens. Really good. Definitely.
So everything you said is a yes. Like, I just want to piggyback on the art. The art, Aaron Cooter is one of Marvel's best and underrated, in my opinion, artists.
Agreed.
When you see his name on a book, this book is going to be spectacularly gorgeous to your eyes. The thing that I love about Cooter is his panel layouts. They are so not traditional
Yeah, they're
layouts.
very dynamic.
And he really makes sure that She-Hulk is front and center. In the panel she's in, she is definitely there. She's
Steve,
gorgeous.
The Death's Head robots are not in the story, but maybe later, but they're not there yet.
The writing I thought was really strong. I agree with you. It's funny that we both noticed this. So John Byrne is one of the best She-Hulk writers, and he did a lot of fourth wall breaking. And that's why it was funny when Deadpool came out, people were like, oh, She-Hulk is ripping off Deadpool. It's like, no. She does it a couple times, but it's funny how they do it here. You don't know if she's talking to you as the reader or someone in the panel. It could be taken either way. And I think that how Phillips did that is smart, because it's a little bit, I'm explaining myself to you, but you don't know who she's explaining it. It could be the person standing next to her or you, the reader. And the bathtub scene, which is, like he said, it's a fabulous scene. They do that a couple times and you're like, oh, she's filling us in. And then the narration, she narrates the book. And I always like it when they narrate their book, because you get to hear the thoughts behind it. And yes, the way it's exposition, how to make the story continue. But it's also nice because in this, you get to see or hear both sides of her.
Yeah,
and like Des said,
forced.
It's less lawyer, it's more
warrior,
savage. And I also loved Savage She-Hulk. And I read the last 2 minis of She-Hulk, and this is quite different. And I like this She-Hulk better.
Yeah.
The last She-Hulk series that came out, like Des said, was, focused on her trying to be human and trying to balance the She-Hulk with the Hulk and having Jack of Hearts as a boyfriend, and the Avengers basically placating her that she could be on the team, and they really didn't want a team. That's why I liked this book. She doesn't need the Avengers. She does it by herself, and she proves in here why she is a Hulk. I absolutely love this book. Do you know why I hated it?
Why?
Because it took an event and a cash grab event to give us a really good She-Hulk book. I'm taking it.
Yeah.
But I hate the fact that this story couldn't be set on Earth.
Yeah.
This could not be set. And that's what gets me. Last week, if you watched, we were talking about all the Age of Revelation books and how Des and I have to do mental gymnastics to take them out of the Age of Revelation. This book, unfortunately, while a great story, would not have worked on its own.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do have any, get it. And Steve, the Transformer that's here is... who is this? Snapdragon, which is I just haven't opened him yet.
The one behind you too.
That's a book.
Oh, that's a book.
That's the that is the Omnibus Volume 2.
Yes.
So yes, She-Hulk, 2 thumbs up.
All righty. What's next on the docket? Socket or rocket?
Toy Box Guardians. So the story was by Ben Dunn. He also created it. And Todd Mathy. But it was written by Todd Mathy. Art by Abranil Nyoji. Colors by Jerry Lou Smith. And edits by Doug Dillin.
It's a one shot.
It is. It is?
Yeah, they said it was a one shot. It says right on the front. One shot.
Oh. I was expecting more.
No,
it is from Antarctic Press.
They are quite the publisher. I'll tell you, they have done so many different things, and they So I've been a fan of Ben Dunn for a very long time, and
Who is he?
So you ever remember the Marvel Mangaverse that happened? Early. He was one of the people that kind of brought that forward in Marvel, and he he did the Marvel Avengers, I want to say, version of that.
Okay.
So yeah, so he's been like godfather of American manga for like a long time. And I've read, he did a little book called Ninja High School, and which I've
Oh,
read
yeah.
You've heard of that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I read all of the Ninja High School books, and it is wacky. It is wacky. It is great. He drew them all, and I honestly think I want to go back and read them again. They're really great. And so like I bought them all at a con and then sat down and read them all. They're really, really good. And so I but they do a lot of like cash grabby stuff and a lot of like, stuff that's, to get, what you're gonna do. You're an independent publisher. You want to make money. You do what you got to do. So some of their stuff, can be a little bit on the tasteless side, if you ask me. And unfortunately, Ben, doesn't, if I remember correctly, he doesn't really do that much art anymore, unfortunately. But yes. So when you said you wanted to read this one, I was like, okay, cool. And then when I did my research and found that it was a story by Ben Dunn, I was like, okay, cool. But then when I started reading it, I was like, okay, it's a mix between a bunch of different, at least 3 different genres or 3 different stories. So you have the
Toy Story
thing. You have the what was that one we read about the teddy bears coming to life and protecting the kid? There's another book that we had. Basically the toys come to life at night and they protect their owners from
the Stuff of Legends.
Yeah, Stuff of Legends. Thank you. So it's like that. So while this book is not breaking any new ground at all, I thought the artwork was great. And the story not going to win any awards, and I'm glad it's a one shot because I don't think that something like this has legs because it is so derivative of other things. And so for that I was a little saddened to buy it, but other than that, it's just like 100% filler issue. I mean, it's just, and I say filler issue because again, if you have disposable cash or you like Ben Dunn or you're a huge Antarctic Press fan, well then good for you. But I just don't think the regular comic book reader is gonna buy this, or gonna understand or like this. I don't know. I mean, you might like it, but it just didn't really hit as a, I don't know. It just it felt like I've seen it all. I've seen this before and I've read it. I've seen it before done better, and I've read it before done better. So that's why it's kind of like it wasn't bad, but it was mediocre. Like it is the very definition of meh. And that's not good or bad. It's just
the very definition of meh. That's a commercial for you. I honestly did not realize it said end. I just thought it was like end of that issue.
No,
the way it ended, I was like, well, I have so many questions.
No, that's it. It was just the one.
Well, that's disappointing.
That's just the one. I mean, you never know. You never know. The thing about this is if it sells well, we will see another one. That's the one thing about Antarctic Press that if they throw out a bunch of stuff, and if it as one shots, but if it catches fire, they will do more. Trust.
Can you explain to me where the nurse came from and how she turned into a toy? I was so confused by that.
I have no idea.
I'm like, okay, she's human size, and then she tries to kill the guy, and then next thing you know, she's a toy fixing it needed an editor or something, because halfway through it just was like, it was a book. I didn't hate it. I didn't like it. I was interested in it because think about Toy Box Guardians. Your toys come to life to save you. That is an awesome concept. And then the like weird fight scene was fun, but then the nurse comes in and the whole story goes to hell.
Yeah. I mean, it was just meh. It was just meh.
It was interesting.
Yeah,
I'll just say that.
I was surprised you wanted to read it. Actually, like you came out the box with a couple of indies, that I was like, what? So
yeah. So also the other one we were going to read was Mercy Sparks, because okay, so I watch Triple B show, and he showed this cover, and it's kind of adult, so I don't
Oh
want to
my
read it up too
God.
much. And I was like, oh my God. I went and I ordered it as soon as I saw it. We ordered this. I have not read a Mercy Sparks comic in, oh my God, a
I
long
had
time.
no idea who it was.
And I read this and I was like, okay. I really
That
bought
is a
this for the
successful
cover.
Kickstarter.
I bought it for the cover because the cover it reminds me of Lords of Acid, which is a band from the 90s. They're still around now, but it was their CD covers had this kind of drawing on it. The problem is this was our worst week since we've been with Lunar. Pretty much every comic was damaged in our shipment, including Mercy Sparks, in not only one corner but two. So, and this is one of the variants. This is the third variant, so I don't know if I'll get this replaced, but it's a great cover. Thank you, Triple B, for showing me that. I love it.
Yeah, I guess it had a successful Kickstarter too, so people like it.
Yes. So
Tima asked, have you already discussed the comics for the Imperial event? We have not. Recently, the most ridiculous thing I've read is that the Skrulls can't distinguish between their own kind when they transform into someone else.
Is that it?
That's interesting.
So I haven't actually read number 4.
I haven't either. That's why I was
I went to the last page to see what happened. So I know like the last 4 pages gives you everything that's coming up. I just don't know what happened in the first half of the book.
I do think it's kind of weird that Skrulls can't distinguish them by like a vibration or something, but hey, maybe they're just that good. So
yes, maybe. But I'll tell you that Planet She-Hulk, now that was worth it.
Really good.
All right, so
what's next
up is Echo, Seeker of Truth. There's a whole bunch here. Let me get to it real quick. Taboo from the Black Eyed Peas and B. Earl did the story for the main story.
Is B. Earl from the Black Eyed Peas too?
No.
Okay.
That's Apple Diap. Jim Terry did the penciling. Elizabetta D'Amico did the ink. Matt Mila did the colors. And VC's Ariana Maher did the lettering. And then there's a little write-up with Angelique Roche. And then the smaller part, and I can't wait to get to this because I got some choice words, is by Melissa Flores. Kyle Charles did the pencils and the inks. Carlos Lopez did the colors. And VC's Travis Lanham did the original lettering. That cover right there is by the always amazing David Mack. And there was an introduction by Jim Terry as well. In this issue, you learn that Echo has a brand new power. It is a larger story about her dealing with her Native American part of her. And that is why it is in the Marvel Voices. This one is celebrating Native American Heritage Month. Because I love Maria Wolf. I think she is one of the best cover artists right now in the game. The problem is Marvel knows she's popular, so a lot of her books end up being 1 in 25s or ratio variants. So anytime I can get an open order Maria Wolf, I snag it. I love her work. So,
what's the issue?
And
thank you, Michael. We really appreciate you tuning in. Please like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah, thanks, Michael. Welcome in. I am not going to. This book is necessary for voices to be heard.
For representation. I agree with you.
It is. And when you read it, it's very personal. So for that, I'm just going to say that I appreciate these books, but this one I will pass on.
It wasn't for you. That's fine.
It was not for me.
Yeah, I felt the same. I felt the same a little bit. It was great to see the Purple Man.
Oh yes,
and the taking advantage of the folks and using his powers, and Echo being able to stop that was good. Like it's a self-contained story. It works for what it was trying to do. I would rather take a story like this, a beginning, middle, and end story to celebrate a heritage month than just one and done stories like these 8-page stories that they were doing in the anthology version. Like, I'd rather do something like this, that feels more complete than just like something that's only 8 pages.
Yes, I agree 100%.
Because they really, what I liked most about it was that they explored Echo's family. They explored her character a lot more, and for that I enjoyed it.
Yes.
To get to know the character more. Overall, the story was just like, I mean, it was interesting to read about this character that I normally wouldn't.
Right.
So for that, I'm glad that you said that we should pick it up and read it. And I was like, all right, cool. Because I probably wouldn't have, because I just never would have thought to pick it up.
Right.
I
have to tell you what I did not like about this book. What I did not like about this book. So I am a comic book reader. I am a comic book retailer. Sometimes the two worlds butt heads. And
Yeah.
I also do not read anything, and I am not putting anyone down that if they do, that is perfectly, that you be you. I don't read my comics online. I am really ticked at Marvel for doing this whole Marvel X-Men Unlimited and only giving us choice stories. They just did a Generation X reunion on this Marvel Unlimited app, and I only know of it because someone I follow on Twitter posts comic book stuff, all the new stuff, and he kind of tells what he thinks about it. The backup story in this was from her Marvel Unlimited story. So you're basically giving us 7 or 8 pages and then directing someone to go online.
Marketing.
That is. For me, that doesn't work. For me, you should have put in an original story. Not that. And I know it's for me, that was a huge that's all. I did really enjoy the signing. Like, I liked the fact that they were using signing. It had a lot of great things. It just, this book was not for me.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, next up. Where will we read next?
Absolute Batman Annual #1.
So since we don't have much time left, we're going to be doing both Batman books together. So we're going to talk about Absolute Batman and Batman Night Fight. Which one would you like to start first, buddy?
Give me 1 second. Keep talking. I don't know where the credits are. There they are. Okay. So let me do the credits. The credits for the annual: Daniel Warren Johnson, the writer and artist. That's all you need to know, really. Yeah. Mike Spicer did the coloring. Clayton Cowles did the lettering. And the cover was by Johnson and Spicer. And then Night Fight was done by Joshua Williamson, of course, because he is the new writer over there. Dan Mora found time. They got him chained to some desk at
workhorse.
DC.
This man.
Triona Farrell, there's 2 R's, so it's probably Farrell, did the coloring. And Tom Napolitano did the lettering. And that cover was by Dan Mora.
Okay.
And yes.
No, I'm saying what was that?
Go.
No. Well, since this is on the cover, we'll do this one first.
Okay.
Point blank, when Batman got supposedly killed in DCKO, he didn't die, which was kind of funny. He had a boom tube that would boom him away. He had an emergency. He had emergency soul ejection seat in his costume. It was so silly.
So anyone that doesn't know, in KO, the contestants were allowed to bring 1 power boost, kind of power up something, and Batman chose his Omega Apocalyptian armor.
Yes, which has that little in it.
Yes.
So he basically boom tubed to another bat suit or persona or whatever
place.
Yeah, and then he popped out. But oh my God, something happened, and he's in a different reality. And now he has to fight like an older Dick Grayson and a vast majority of Robins, and the whole story is basically about Batman's needing to let go versus Dick
And
Grayson
trust.
And Dick Grayson's trust, because in this world that Batman jumps into, Dick Grayson shared when Batman went crazy because he threw himself in Lazarus pit in order to stay more alive. He threw himself into the Lazarus pit, and then they had to lock him up, and then Dick Grayson took over and then shared the tech to make the world a better place. And so he doesn't realize that this is from a Batman from a different universe. So is it a different universe? Is it not? Supposedly in this universe, Batman killed all the other Robins except for Dick Grayson. So, a little timey-wimey type of stuff. It's fun. It's its own little separate story outside of the DCKO thing, and I think that's fine. I like that they had a little bit of sinew that was connecting it from the main story to see what happens to Batman, and it's not bad. Number one, you got a solid writer and you have a solid artist, so no matter what, you're gonna get a quality story out of this, and I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed reading it, and I think Williams has a really good grasp of Batman and the Bat family just from those opening pages when he was talking about who each of them were as a son to Batman. I really liked that, and I really liked the way he did Bruce's inner dialogue. So I enjoyed it, and I love seeing the Bat family together. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just a continuity, person in me, but seeing all of the Robins together, just it's a great feeling. Just a great feeling.
Two things I loved about it, as well as everything you said. I loved how the Titans were involved.
Yes.
It warms my heart because I think Dick, first and foremost, will always, and this is what Williamson's doing, he shares it with his family, and his other family besides his brothers in Bats is his Titans family. And I'm glad that they were all there represented. That made me really happy. And the other thing I liked were that the Robins were all trained. If you noticed, when the Robins came in, one had the sword, which was Damian. One had the bow staff, one had the eskrima sticks, and one had guns, which is each of the Robins. Like, I thought that was great. The end was learning that, Bruce killed his kids. That I can't wait for the next issue.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jabroni Chief. Man-Bat does not appear in this.
But
who knows?
But it's great though, is if you look at what he's holding on the cover, he loves Klingons. That's like a bat laugh.
It's a bat. So if you are enjoying the DCKO, I recommend this because it was really good. But Barlord, the spec factor is high. Why is the spec factor high, I wonder? What is in this that is making it so expensive?
Really? Or maybe
I don't know.
Maybe he's talking about the other issue.
Oh, yes,
the
I do believe that. I do believe that
because I heard that they were selling the annual, the Absolute Batman annual. I heard they were selling that online for like $30.
Oh my god!
Yeah, and I'm like, wait, what? So Kyle, if we can get producer Kyle, there we go. So this was by the fantastic Jenny Warren Johnson, and it's just everything that I've read about this book and everything when I read, it's cathartic. It's you go to this book for a catharsis because he beats up racists and Nazis and the police and people that don't like people, and that's pretty much what it I'm trying to, I think a lot of people were able to release a lot of their feelings by reading this book. Okay. And if you're going to get someone, and if you're going to have someone allow you to be cathartic, you want, Jenny Warren Johnson because of the way that he draws violence.
This book.
He draws violence very, very well, and Batman just goes ham on it. And maybe y'all don't know this, but two things: Daniel Warren Johnson every Friday on YouTube does a show where he basically talks to the camera while he's drawing for about an hour. And he was working on this book while he was talking. So we got to see him draw pages from this issue. So it's really cool.
Wow.
So if you ever want something to do, it's really easy. He just sits there, he just talks about stuff. But I've met him a couple times, great guy, but he's a huge wrestling fan. He loves wrestling. So that's why in the book, he does a lot of call outs to wrestlers because there's a particular wrestler that he really likes and follows called Kenny Omega. And so Kenny Omega does a whole bunch of, so Batman in this one does a whole bunch of moves from Kenny Omega, like the one-winged angel, like this turbo knee kick. And so he's doing all these different like grappling and wrestling moves because Daniel Warren, loves Kenny Omega, and it's just hilarious when you look at it. And so if ever you see a fight scene, it's always this gripping fight scene because he loves watching wrestling and he loves
that makes sense now.
The story itself, real quick,
yeah,
I've seen it done better because I don't think he's gifted enough to do the nuance of like racial tension and stuff like that. But that's not what this comic was about. This comic was about violence and getting it out. And so, and if you're able to do that and read it for that, then great. If you have a problem with what Batman is doing and the reasoning why he's doing this, you might not want to read this issue or just buy it for speculation. I don't know. But go ahead, Rich.
Yeah, it's funny. The day this came out, Twitter was just Twitter was all up in arms, both sides. It was funny. Yeah. It's funny when you think one way about something as opposed to what the writer artist is doing and how you come out and say things. It's really funny. I enjoyed this, but I'll be real honest. His art is just so it is kind of new because you don't really have many artists that can do this kind of dark violence, but yet is so stylized. Like we have a lot of artists that we love between us that are not your typical. They're not George Perez. Perez draws the amazing human body with eyeballs, like the color of their eyeballs. This is pushed and it's violent, and like you said, reading it is just it's visceral, and you understand the feelings behind certain punches. And I read something about they wouldn't let him, in the one with the arm, the elbow snapped. Yeah, they wouldn't let him draw the bone out, so he wanted to make sure that the page was even more spectacular because DC wouldn't allow that bone to come out of the flesh. And it's that, knowing that and then reading this, I'm like, wow, just wow. Yeah, I really want to go back now and read his Wonder Woman.
That's crazy.
I can't remember the name of
it. That's Dead Earth.
Yes, I now want to sit and go back and reread that. It is
bananas. You know what her weapon is, right?
What?
Her weapon is, she has a mace that is Superman's spinal column connected to his skull.
What?
That is her weapon that she uses.
Wow.
Yeah, it is
okay.
Bananas.
I'm gonna have to order that. I gotta have that. I gotta read it.
It's bananas. But
it is.
You know what else is bananas? This book that we're giving away for everybody. Planet She-Hulk, everybody. Great, you love it.
It was good.
Planet She-Hulk. Please get it in. Get it in if you haven't. # Geek Chat in the comment section below. Please put it in. We want to give this away. That way Rich doesn't get it. That's a fantastic cover by who?
I already shut the window.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay, but yes. While we're waiting.
Fan Yang.
Don't do that to you, dude. I'm sorry. Okay. Someone's ringing at my doorbell. So don't. Sorry, you probably was in the bathroom. Alrighty. So go ahead and hit that Geek Chat thingy. Let's go, people. Let's give this comics away. Woo, woo,
No, I was in the middle of typing. This book is bananas. Bananas.
Shown up.
Yay! Shown up having
You-
one Planet She-Hulk.
You need to read this book. It's so good. The
It is
art is
really good.
amazing.
It
This
is
cover
really
is
good.
gorgeous.
So-
Congrats.
So as always, thank you so much everyone who came by and sits down and talks to us. Also, if you don't know, Shonuff is one of my co-hosts for a little podcast that I do with my friend Jabroni and Shonuff called Gaming Vessels. So you can definitely check us out on YouTube and whether fine podcasts are sold or hosted or whatever. Streamed. Yeah. So go check it out. Gaming Vessels. We're talking about games. So love you. And yeah, I guess that's it. So
yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm in the middle of a long work week,
Yes.
so I'm exhausted and I
Yes.
got to get food in me and go to bed. So thank you, everyone. Next
All
week
right.
we'll be here the whole time. We'll have
Yes.
a bunch of new comics, another giveaway. So come back, join us. But remember, at 7 o'clock, 8, 9, 10, 10 o'clock is Mog and Mel. Be sure to stay tuned for them.
All righty. Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.